Oh, hey y'all, Fatty here, and thanks for joining me on another episode of some Ark PvP. In this one, we are going to finish off the people who are trying to raid me under King Rat. We're going to see how that goes on, and then there's some other fun stuff that you're going to want to miss at the very end. And let's not waste any more time, just jump into the episode. So in this last one, these guys kind of fobbed up a little bit of ways away from my King Rat, and they were just kind of doing a lot of little PvP stuff. They weren't really trying to raid too heavily. But then they try to bring a little bit fob of a try to bring their fob a little bit closer. That way they could kind of keep turrets on my entrance. And it was really late at night for me. I don't know if these guys were EUs and they were just like beginning their day and as I was ending my day, but it was getting kind of late. They've been here for a few hours, so my whole goal was just not to let them get a foothold, right? Because if you can just waste time on raids like this, right, and you're just a nuisance, you're making some time for yourself, they're not going to really be able to do much against you or to really start pushing. And then once they do, you know, it's just a time game, right? Anybody could raid anything if they just had enough time. So really all you got to do is just kind of waste their time so they can't do anything. And that just was my goal here. Also, they weren't very good. There was 3 of them versus my solo ass, and it was kind of ridiculous how much they were struggling. I just kept on trying to kill any of their tames that I could. Anytime they blew structures, I would just kind of just not let them get a foothold. So as you can see, every time I blew up something, they would just kind of come back. So I was just being a cheeky little a-hole, right? I would just jump down into the water, kind of grapple back up to wherever they were, and then just try to blow stuff up with C4, and just, it was kind of a good time. They really didn't know what to do against me, which I don't know. If you guys are in a situation like this and you're trying to get a fob going and you don't want to have to set up generators and stuff, get batteries. Like, I don't want to give these guys advice on what to raid, but if they would have set down 2 battery turrets, right, that would have been enough to stop me from blowing everything up against them. But they didn't, so I just kind of kept on coming in with rockets, C4, literally anything I could. I wasn't really trying that hard on this one, to be completely honest. Like I said, it was late at night. The reason why there's no audio or sound is I was just blasting metal music. I was just trying to get stuff set up so the next morning I'd get up and record. But yeah, they were just some interesting bobs. This was their 3rd, you can almost consider this like a 4th attempt, honestly, on them fobbing on me. And it was just, like I said, it was just kind of pathetic. I don't know where they go a lot of the time. I guess they were going back to their fob to get more resources or to change out dinosaurs or something, but like you see, like, what is this guy doing on Bloodstalker? Literally just kind of watching me shoot rockets at him, I guess. I don't know. But eventually they do get a little bit the better of me. They were doing a decent job, right? They never really did get a full kill on me until the very end of these clips, but they were really trying hard. So it was right about here where things really kind of started going downhill from them. I didn't really first notice, but after PvPing, at this point they were probably already trying to raid me for about an hour and a half-ish. On just this raid attempt, not one of the other raid attempts. But I did notice they were starting to rock a lot of riot gear armor. Now maybe they only found a blueprint for like those pieces, but they all weren't only rocking riot gear, only rocking flak, so it really seemed like they were starting to run out of gear a little bit. So my kind of goal at this point was just to waste that little bit longer of a time, and hopefully they were going to run out of everything. Did get bullet here. How it took me this long to get killed when they had a Bloodstalker, a Griffin, and a guy shotgunning me, but hey, you know, bravo, 3v1, you guys finally got me on that one, like, congratulations. After that, though, I did notice that their next big strategy was to put down an ocean platform and try to mech my base. So yeah, they were trying to take down a whole chandelier by, I guess meching it was their big game plan. So at this point, I just was kind of flying around talking crap. I had audio of music going on, so you can't really hear that right now. Sorry, I don't want to copyright strike and lose all of my ad revenue. But anyways, I figured at this point, if that's all they could do, I was just going to get off. And as you see, they died several more times trying to get in, but all they really broke was spike walls. Like, and if you look from the time that they stopped trying to, or I stopped trying to fight them, and like the last time I died versus when they finally gave up, it was about 8 hours. So I don't know how in 8 hours they could not offline at least one of my chandeliers. They are not the fanciest. They are very basic chandeliers, right? I mean, they're solid. They're going to do the job, but they aren't like impossible to take down. So I don't know how in 8 hours you guys didn't give up or just moved on with your lives, but there you go. This was the end tale of miners. Apparently they still are on the server in a Valgira oil cave. I haven't really confirmed that yet, but as soon as I find their cords, I'm definitely going to pay them a visit with some of these other tribes that I've started to like make friends with and whatnot. But let's just move on to the next couple parts of the video. So as I started checking out to just kind of assess what the damage was, see what spam needed to be replaced, they did leave some turrets out there, unfortunately, so I just kind of like got smacked off my wyvern. They were only on players only, so it was really easy to kind of get up here with the stego, try to kind of LOS the turrets just a little bit. The way they had this was they gave me so many little lines of cover to get underneath their platform that it wasn't even really too difficult of a task. I just had to kind of work my way through here a little bit. Unfortunately, I had not done the boss fight yet to get tech engrams, not tech engrams, a tech chest at this point, or this would have been just like so much easier. But instead I had to kind of be a grapple bob. At this point I was just trying to see exactly where they had 2 cliff plats that had some kind of turrets on them, so I was just trying to see which angle I could best get on. So when you're kind of doing this, you just want to see how close you can get to some turrets without actually setting them off. It's actually a pretty easy thing to do if you just kind of take your time, especially when people build kind of wanky like this, right? If it's anything that doesn't look like your stereotypical build, there's probably a way to kind of ease around it. So like right here, I wanted to try to squeeze through this gap because it was enough that was LOSing the turrets. They couldn't get to me. I couldn't quite squeeze my body through there. So I ended up having to take down this like ceiling platform at first, the ceiling platform, goddamn, the ceiling first just to kind of get through. But instead I just ended up jumping over it. I really thought I blew that when I remembered watching through this the very first time. But once I got under here, this is game over. If you can get underneath the platform and there's nothing protecting it, it is just game over. In this area, I think it only took me like 15 C4 too to drop the entire cliff plat. And then that was just music to my ears. The official fob was done. And then we can move on with the rest of our day. Then to finish off the day, I played what's my favorite game and everybody's least favorite game is who is your favorite YouTuber. So I always try to find somebody, and this is always a troll. I don't raid these guys, I don't kill any of their dinosaurs, well, except for one of their griffins, because they try to run and they talk some bad shit about their dad being gay and that made them mad, and I was like, oh, gotta look in the words on yourself. Anyways, that'll be at the end. But if you're gonna play who's your favorite YouTuber and you let me up, you gotta know that there is going to be a fight that happens if you say something as obscene as Blur. It's always Blur or Bam, you know? And if you say Blur or Bam, I'm sorry, but then I have to attack. It is just how the rules go. It is the rules. Always got to play your favorite YouTuber. If you come, or if I come across your base, I'm sorry. Just enjoy. Just know, if it's a guy called the Fat Stuff, or if it's called anybody, if the name is something and they're asking who your favorite Ark YouTuber is, I would just probably say their name just as a guess. I don't know. Just my piece of advice for you guys, but I hope you guys enjoy these last couple clips.